hey everybody, welcome to the Shot of Business Central segment. So let's kick it off with the big news for today is that 2022 Wave 2 release documentation is available online. So go ahead and check that out. It's on docs.microsoft.com. I think just do a search for Business Central 2022 Wave 2, and you should come across that page. Just a couple key dates. July 12th is when that release document became available. You can either look at it online or you can download a PDF. If you do download the PDF, just make a note that you really only need to look at, for Business Central, pages 202 to 235. So it's about 34 pages or so.
Maybe a little bit smaller than in the past, I think.
Yeah, a little bit shorter. A few fewer features. August or September will be the early release review, where you can actually go in and create a sandbox with this new environment. I would check around Labor Day, early September.
Generally.
And then October 1st is the official release date. If history is any indicator, most existing Business Central updates will probably be moved to the 2022 Wave 2 mid to late October.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's always some features that linger between, October and March? That
Yep.
every now and then?
Yep. And in the release document, it does note the general availability on there. I found just a couple that were October.
Oh.
I'm sorry, not October. Most were
Most features
October.
in October.
There was only one in November, I think, that I
Oh.
came across.
Microsoft's getting fast with it now.
Yep.
So it seems like every release they get quicker and quicker.
But these are all subject to change, mind you. Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do a deep dive in the next segment and go through all the features. But just wanted to highlight some of those key dates that were upcoming for that release.
All right.
What do you got?
So, not too much otherwise on the forefront of news. The only thing that I really have is that minor update 20.3 was released, and it came with like three really, not really great features, but three features that people should pay attention to. The first one is improved settings for managing updates. There's a new default update window, and updates aren't going to start before 8 p.m. your time, and they won't run after 6 a.m. your time in that new default window. Secondly, with the updates, you can now set the updates to a specific time zone. I'm not sure in the past what time zone they're in. I always assumed it was just local to you. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's local to Microsoft headquarters.
Maybe wherever that tenant was, whatever time zone that tenant was
Right.
deployed in.
Yeah.
Or what region you were in.
Yeah, so I
Not sure.
do not know. Let's see what else they got. They have a new Appsource Cop allowing you to run validation to determine any code hit by obsoleted objects for a given future version. No idea.
Yeah, so what this basically means is Microsoft there may be features that exist in Business Central, and those have become obsolete for whatever reason. And so what Microsoft will do is there's actually like a variable now on those where they actually mark it as like set for obsolete, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And so what you can do now is this Appsource Cop, pretty cool name, I like it. That will actually, it will search through your environment and notify you if there's any extensions or apps that you have installed that might have an upcoming obsolescence within the next 12 months or whatever, so that you can proactively be aware of it. So just in case maybe you're using it or you have custom like extensions or code in there, or an app is using it or something, you can proactively plan to re-engineer your solution or resolve that so you don't end up with an issue.
That's pretty nice. And then finally, they're creating a new single tile to go to Business Central. So customers who use the app launcher to access BC are eventually going to see a single Business Central tile that you can use to access both your production and your sandbox environments.
Okay.
Not sure why, but
I have one more new feature that came out with 20.3, which is new functionality to create inventory picks or warehouse picks from a job. There's some functionality there. I would advise you to say, I would just say, if you're using jobs and you potentially are using either inventory picks or warehouse picks, go check out the release notes and look. There's a specific page that talks about support for inventory picks and warehouse picks for jobs, and there are some settings that you have to have in place for this to work.
okay.
So we don't need to get into that right now, but it is a kind of a pretty unique scenario, maybe where someone has jobs and they're doing inventory picks or warehouse picks for it.
Does it sound like a feature maybe that was suggested on the
Well,
PC features?
yeah. It means that you can consume, create, like if you have a job out there and you need to go, you have some items that need to get consumed into the job, you can actually generate a pick to the warehouse to go get those items so that they can be consumed. It's kind of a gap in functionality there previously, so this just gives it better support throughout the inventory process.
Very, very nice. I got nothing else left for 20.3. You got anything more? I don't think I saw anything else with.
Yeah, 20.3, I mean, just kind of other highlights. There's 14 platform fixes, 31 application hot fixes. I noticed if you happen to be running the Czech localized version, there were like 20 fixes or updates related to that specific version. Also, in the localization section, I noticed that many different localizations had the same one in there.
Oh, really?
And it was that the physical inventory count is not searchable in the report in the whatever version, US version, other versions. So if you're doing anything with physical inventory count, you couldn't find that report. It was that it wasn't available in the search.
Should be now, though.
Yep. So, and one other thing, just on those platform fixes, one of the things that it's maybe too late now, but during July, maybe even late June, users started reporting issues on pages where the little Boolean toggle buttons were misaligned on the pages. It actually had to do with a change that was implemented in Chromium-based browsers. So Microsoft Edge and Chrome were both impacted. And what you may have noticed, it was like the little toggle buttons.
They're just not aligned the way they should.
Yeah, we're like way off on the pages, and
there was no real quick fix for it too, right?
There was. So now 20.3 does. That's one of the application hot fixes is a fix to address that. But the other things you could have done is switch to Firefox. That would have resolved it, or if you're still seeing that. Or there's something that you can do within the browser itself. I think upgrade or downgrade it. Maybe it was downgrade it to the previous version to resolve that until you can get 20.3 applied.
People still use Firefox?
I guess. I wasn't aware, but it's still out there. It's not one of. It's ironic that Microsoft promotes Chrome and Edge as the suggested browsers, but then with this issue, those were the ones that didn't work, and Firefox actually worked just fine. So who knows?
Who knows?
But that has been resolved. That was something that caused a lot of people.
Only specific
users issues. So
awesome.
Yep.
All right.
I got just one other last note. If you are looking for a user conference to attend this fall, maybe you want to get out of the office or get out of your house, wherever you're working, and go meet with other Business Central users and experts and app developers. There's actually two conferences coming up in the fall. You've got Dynamics Con, which is September 14th through the 16th in San Antonio, and the Community Summit event, which is October 10th through the 13th in Orlando, Florida.
And at Dynamics Con, you're going to be speaking. What are you going to be speaking on?
Yeah, we're going to be. I'm going to be hosting a session with Ben Baxter, who is a consultant for Business Central. And we're going to be talking about jobs and manufacturing.
You're going to slip in a little bit of a brewery or something in there, maybe?
We might see. I might have to use the brewery as an example, right, of what you might accomplish through jobs versus what would be better accomplished through manufacturing. So yeah, we're going to just talk about similarities, differences, and the right application for each of those solutions.
Sounds like a good session.
So.